Hello citizens and welcome back. Star Citizen is difficult. Fortunately, many great citizens work on tools that aim to make your life in the verse a bit easier. In this video, I would like to show you a small slice of the many community tools available. The tools I'm going to show you are the ones that I regularly use, but there are many others, and I will show you how to find them. And of course, feel free to post your favorites in the comments. And of course, you will be able to find the links in the description and the pinned comment. This list is in no particular order, but first I want to talk about the Star Citizen wiki. The wiki is kept up to date by a very dedicated group of players, and you can find pretty much any information you need about ships, lore, or mechanics, or really anything worth writing about. And if you can't find it, you can add the article yourself. I use the wiki as one of my primary sources for videos because it lists links to the original articles and videos, which makes it very easy to find and verify historical data. What you might be interested in is the Star Citizen Resources Megalist, which is exactly what the name implies. This page on the wiki lists all the official resources for Star Citizen, as well as community tools and resources. And this is where you will find the links to all the tools I mentioned today and the ones I don't. Moving on, I don't think you could make a video about community tools without talking about Urkel's DPS calculator. This is the place to go when you want to figure out what's the best loadout for your ship, or to find out if the components you looted are any good. The DPS calculator allows you to preview the default loadouts and stats for all ships in the game and customize it with different components. It will also tell you where to buy the components you selected if they're available for purchase. I primarily use it to figure out which power plant to buy to get more power to my ship's systems, or which quantum drive to buy to get the most range. It also allows you to save loadouts for different ships, so if you want to come back to something later, you have the ability to do so. You can also preview the stats of components and weapons, or look at what's available in which store. However, I would also like to talk about an alternative tool. And while I love the DPS calculator, there are a few reasons to use the Star Citizen Ship's Performances Viewer. Now, if you love numbers, this tool is for you because it shows you everything. The core functionality is very similar to the DPS calculator. That doesn't mean it's a copy though. There simply are only so many ways to create a loadout customizer. But I would like to point out two features that I really like about this tool. First, the cargo display. It shows you how much cargo space the ship has, but also the size and dimensions of each of the cargo grids. And for ships that have weapon racks, it also shows you what size and how many, which can be quite useful if you're planning on moving a lot of cargo and are not sure if it's going to fit. The other feature I really like is the quantum travel calculator, which allows you to see how far can you jump with the fuel you have and how long the jump is going to take. Overall, I recommend you try both and see which one works best for you. But for now, moving on to Verse Guide. Those of you who watch my tutorials know that I use Verse Guide a lot. Verse Guide contains maps of all planets and moons currently available in Star Citizen. It allows you to see the locations of marked and unmarked sites on the Planetary map. It can tell you what the average temperature and the weather is, and most importantly, if it's day or night, which is something I use quite a lot when planning photo shoots. However, the most important feature for many of you will be that the website will give you navigation instructions that will allow you to fly to an unmarked location on the planet. This is very useful for finding caves and other unmarked points of interest. And generally, this tool allows you to explore the planets and moons of Star Citizen without the need to open the game. And I find this to be very useful when planning for either photo shoots or operations with my org. Moving on from exploration to industrial tools. I know that the state of trading is not great right now in Star Citizen, but when it was still worthwhile, my favorite tool to use was SC Trade Tools. It's very simple, easy to use, and it gets you the right information when you need it. It can find the best trade route for your ship and budget, but my favorite feature is the best buyer. Let's say you pull some cargo from a salvage ship and you don't want to just sell it to whoever, but you want the best possible price. This feature finds the best prices for you based on available data. You have to keep in mind that all price data is reported by other players, so it may not be fully accurate to the minute, but I find it accurate enough to make a few extra credits when I need to. Of course, this list wouldn't be complete if I didn't mention UEX, which is your one-stop shop for any price data in-game. This tool is too massive to cover in a short amount of time, but it has a trading calculator and it keeps a record of your trades. You can even record that you stored a commodity somewhere for later sale. It's definitely the most comprehensive trading tool out there and the level of detail is unparalleled. It also has a refinery calculator for miners which hooks into the trading data, and also a player marketplace where you can buy or sell items that you can't get from any store in-game. And you can also look up the price of just about anything and where to buy it. The tool has an amazing community that keeps it very up to date, and I contribute to it as well whenever I can. What the developers in my audience might find interesting is that UEX offers their API for use, so you can access this dataset for your own projects for free, which I think is an amazing service to the community and a great step towards having one centralized data source. Staying with industrial tools, but moving on to mining and to probably my favorite tool on the list, Regolith. Regolith allows you to track your mining or salvage sessions. You can record the rocks you scan and mine or the wrecks you salvage. You can then record the refinery jobs and how much you sold your ore or salvage for, and get some very nice statistics out of it. Regolith is built for cooperation, so you can invite your friends into your mining or salvage session, and that will allow you to share data on what you found and extracted, and then share profit. If you're mining as a group, this should definitely be in your toolbox. Regolith also gives you access to a very detailed dataset collected by users on what ore can be found where, which is especially useful when you're looking for something specific, and I contribute to this every time I go out mining. The other great feature besides mining sessions and mining data is the loadout calculator, which allows you to see what different combinations of mining lasers, modules, and gadgets would do, which in turn allows you to figure out what is the best loadout for you. Next, moving on to the Cornerstone Universal Item Finder, which does exactly what the name implies. You type in the name of any item in Star Citizen and it gives you information about it and where to buy it if possible. This is extremely useful when you have a specific item in mind and want to quickly look up where to get it or want to find out more information about it. You can also preview the inventories of individual shops if you want to check what's available. I generally consider the Universal Item Finder to be the OG item lookup tool for Star Citizen. It's simple, easy to use, and it gets you what you need. Now, I'm sure those of you who are regulars on the channel are wondering why I didn't mention either one of my tools yet. I was saving them for the end of the video, as I'm sure most of my regular viewers are familiar with both, and I wanted to focus on the tools made by others first. Also, before we get into my tools, apparently YouTube has this new feature called Hype, which allows you to sort of extra-like a video, which apparently makes it perform a lot better. It's still in testing and apparently region-locked, so you might not see it. But if you do, please click on it, as it helps the channel a lot. Thank you. Anyway, let's talk about the Armory. The Armory lets you build FPS loadouts for your character, preview armor and weapon stats, and save and share these loadouts with your friends. There are actually several organizations that use the Armory to store their recommended loadouts and uniforms. On top of that, the Armory can show you where to buy parts of your loadout, and if something can't be bought, the Armory will show you where you can loot it. This is split into data mined information on drop rates and reports from users on items they found. Currently, I'm trying to expand this list of loot reports and also add missing images of equipment. There is a leaderboard for who gets the most item reports or image submissions in. I reset this every once in a while, and unless I forgot, in which case remind me in the comments please, I will have reset the leaderboard by the time this video comes out. So go on, go submit some data. And last but not least, Hauler. I made Hauler because I was tired of tracking hauling contracts on a piece of paper. The tool is very simple. You add the hauling contracts you accepted in the game. You can even do this with a screenshot. And then the tool works out the best route for you. I tried to keep it as simple as possible to use, but I'm open to suggestions. For now, it only supports Stanton, but I'm working on expanding it to Pyro as well. And that will be all the community tools for today. Of course, there are many that I didn't mention, for example all the fleet viewers and some that I don't even know about. So feel free to post your favorite community tools in the comments. As always, if you liked this video, sacrifice a like and a comment or even a hype to the YouTube algorithm and subscribe for more. And here's a shout out to my amazing patrons and channel members for their support of the channel and everything else I do. Thank you for watching, fly safe, and I will see you in the verse.